The night before the battle, he saw a sign in the sky, a symbol he didn't recognize, and a message: in this sign, conquer. The next day, Constantine I marched to war. What happened at the Milvian Bridge didn't just decide an empire, it changed religion forever.
In the autumn of 312 AD, a Roman general named Constantine stared into the night sky and saw something that defied all logic. He experienced a vision, a glowing anomaly in the heavens, accompanied by a promise of absolute victory. But it required him to march under a strange foreign symbol. That symbol was the Chi Rho. It was formed by the first two Greek letters of the word Christ. Constantine issued a radical order. He commanded his outnumbered soldiers to immediately paint this obscure underground symbol onto their shields. By early dawn, two massive, heavily armored Roman legions stood ready to collide outside the ancient city walls. That single decision on the eve of battle provided the imperial momentum that would soon turn a persecuted sect into the dominant religious force of the Western world. To understand this clash, we have to look at the Roman Empire's power-sharing system, the Tetrarchy. It was designed for stability, but it had completely collapsed into a chaotic and bloody civil war. The geography was split. Constantine controlled the frontiers of Gaul and Britain, but he was now marching aggressively south down the Italian peninsula toward the capital. Maxentius positioned himself as the defender of old Rome. He relied on traditional pagan gods and the backing of the elite Praetorian Guard. Constantine was the battle-hardened outsider, marching on the city despite being outnumbered by Maxentius's 100,000 troops. This conflict was an ideological war for the soul of the Western world. Inside the city, Maxentius consulted the ancient pagan Sibylline books. They delivered a cryptic prophecy: the enemy of Rome will perish. Driven by this promise, Maxentius committed a fatal tactical blunder. He abandoned the safety of Rome's impregnable walls to meet Constantine in the open field. The tactical setup was a disaster. The battle opened with his own massive army against the Tiber River, leaving them with limited escape routes. He had built a secondary wooden pontoon bridge next to the stone crossing, designed to be severed if his troops needed to retreat. Maxentius's faith in an ancient prophecy had inadvertently trapped his own army in a geographical choke point. The battle opened with the brutal impact of Constantine's heavy cavalry smashing into the exposed flanks of Maxentius's auxiliary infantry. Under the relentless pressure of Constantine's unified forces, the auxiliary lines immediately broke in a wave of panic. Only the Praetorian Guard stood their ground. They fought to the death while the rest of the army fled in desperation toward the river. As hundreds of panicked fleeing soldiers crowded the wooden pontoon bridge, the structure catastrophically collapsed, sending them into the rushing river. Maxentius was pulled to the bottom of the Tiber, drowning under the massive weight of his own ornate armor. As the physical bridge collapsed into the river, the power of the ancient pagan Roman order fell with it. Constantine entered Rome in triumph, with Maxentius's head on a spear. He immediately secured his control by permanently disbanding the 300-year-old Praetorian Guard. Just months later, in the spring of 313 AD, Constantine met with his co-emperor Licinius to sign the Edict of Milan. The terms were explicit. The edict legalized Christianity and mandated the return of all stolen church property. This was an imperial mandate that ended 3 centuries of state-sponsored martyrdom. Only years prior, Christians were forced to hide and worship underground. Now, the Roman emperor served as the ultimate patron of the Christian faith, linking the power of the church directly to the state. By trusting a strange vision in the sky and gambling his life at a choke point on the Tiber River, Constantine established the foundation for the modern Christian West.
History is never just black and white. So where do you stand? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe for more. New videos every week.